Well, I know my mom isn't the only one feeling sad today at the news of Robert Redford passing away. I remember hearing this a lot growing up about how good-looking Robert Redford was. The star of classics like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, All the President's Men, and don't forget The Sting, his only Oscar nom, by the way. He died in his sleep in his home in Utah at the age of 89. Leading man and heartthrob, sure, but Redford would move behind the camera to win him an Academy Award for Ordinary People. Remember that movie? It was shortly after that when Redford took over a little-known film festival in Utah, renaming it the Sundance Film Festival, which many credit as helping to save the indie film industry. But even before that, he was a champion of environmental causes, and that's what brought him to Idaho in the late 1970s and early 1980s to initiate a partnership with the University of Idaho and Washington State, creating a new environmental education program. So today we're taking you back to 1982 for that first class of the Robert Redford Institute.
This is Palouse Falls, created thousands of years ago by the Snake River. Then the floods came. With such a force, these falls were pushed back over 5 miles. But that was just part of the evolution. In the 1960s, anthropologists discovered ancient human bones dating back 13,000 years. There are some who believe the area beyond Marms Pond holds more secrets of the past. For some, the discoveries are just interesting bits of history, but some of these students believe it may hold a key to the future. They make up the Resource Management Institute's Pioneer Class, a new program founded by actor Robert Redford. He created the institute out of desire to see our environment managed properly. His dream is shared by his students.
We do have a limited amount of land base that we have accessible to development, and it's important that we can key in on where those important areas are and where we can alleviate some of the conflicts.
Redford says he would one day like to see the students making important environmental decisions, creating a balance between valuable resources and progress.
Who's making the decisions that lead to the loss of farming as a viable industry? I don't know. Maybe that's the way it's supposed to go on an evolutionary cycle basis. I don't know. But I'll feel a lot more comfortable about it if I feel that the people making those decisions are qualified, and I don't think enough are.
Richard Leakey also has an interest in the future, but his lessons come from the past. He's the son of Louis and Mary Leakey, whose work in anthropology has formed much of the foundation for present theories. Leakey has continued their research. He believes human achievement is tied to our environment.
If we can understand why we're as we are, why we have wars, why there's aggression, why there's prejudice, then I think we can perhaps deal with it. And I think too long we've proceeded on the basis of simply isolated ignorance.
With photographer Bob Martindale and Chopper 2, Rochelle Ogershock, KREM 2 News.
Well, the nonprofit chose U of I and WSU because of their close proximity, their long-standing collaborative relationship, and their access to diverse natural resources, as you saw. But the program was not without controversy. Despite the attempt to avoid being labeled an environmentalist, Redford's passion for the outdoors earned him that title in some circles. And because of his radical reputation, some of the local newspaper editors and lobbying groups at the time suspected ulterior motives. Eventually, funding issues plagued the program, and it would shut down by 1985, just 3 years later. But that wasn't Redford's only tie to the Gem State. Back in 1989, he came to Idaho to stump for the then-Governor Cecil Andrus. He helped the governor raise around $200,000 for his re-election campaign, with about 2,000 people paying $100 to hear Robert Redford speak, and another 500 paying $500 to eat dinner with the actor before that event. Redford is survived by his wife, 2 daughters, and 7 grandchildren.